Today we're talking about the Yerkes-Dodson law. It's been a theory within psychology for well over 60 years. Here's the idea, and it applies primarily to industrial psychology. The theory is that optimal performance occurs at moderate levels of stimulation. If you have a worker in a work kind of environment, the level of stimulation that that worker has should not be too little or too much, but just right. If there is too little stimulation, the worker will get bored and performance will go down. If there is too much stimulation, the worker will get stressed out and performance will go down. To have optimal performance, keep stimulation sort of in the mid-range. I am going to tell you why I reject the Yerkes-Dodson law. I think it makes a faulty assumption that boredom and stress are merely polar opposites of the same variable, stimulation. I'm going to suggest that boredom and stress are really different dimensions. In other words, some jobs are high stress, some jobs are low stress. Some jobs are high boredom, some jobs are low boredom. And so it's possible for a job to be boring and not stressful, stressful and not boring, both boring and stressful, or neither. For example, if you are working on a very slow assembly line, doing the same thing over and over, that's boring and it's not stressful. Yerkes and Dodson would agree. And then there are some careers like military combat or emergency services like police and fire that are low boredom but high stress. And once again, Yerkes and Dodson would agree with that. But some jobs involve both stress and boredom. Have you ever worked on a very fast-paced assembly line? That's stressful, and unfortunately it is also boring. But the good news is that there are some jobs, mostly associated with the professions, that do not have too much boredom because they're so fascinating and so interesting as different problems present themselves. But they're also relatively low stress because there is so much that the individual can do to reduce the stress and control the situation. Now here are some of the factors that also determine an individual's performance and job satisfaction, in addition to the simple variables of boredom and stress. The person's aptitude or ability to do the job, the person's personality. Some people enjoy a high level of stimulation. Some enjoy a more low level of stimulation. The amount of control that the individual has over the situation, and the amount of support that coworkers and supervisors and the entire organization can give that individual. If you have any questions or comments about this or other Headless Professor videos, contact me, brink@usa.com.